Hey, what's good? What's good? Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the channel. Just waking up another day in paradise. Um, if you don't believe me, we get to walk around. We are in paradise. Let me show you how it's looking. On the beautiful shores of Aruba, as you already know. Um, and as you can see, actually, I'm at the Ryu Palace. Today is going to be the last day it's open, man. So I was actually able to get this room with that view on the last day the spot is open. So if y'all trying to book the Ryu Palace after the day, you can't get it, man. You can't get it. But as you see in the title of the video, I wanted to just jump in and, of course, give y'all some inside information uh, from a Dallas native about the Pooh Shiesty Gucci Man robbery. This is some information that I'm sure y'all gonna use, academics, whoever else is reporting on this, that y'all could take back and fill in some blanks. It ain't nothing about the actual event, but it's more so about just some more news with Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Just to give y'all some updates on the Dallas part of it. With that being said, let's just jump right into it. As y'all know, let me set that up like that. So as y'all know, Gucci, Gucci of course is from Atlanta. Pooh Shiesty of course is from Memphis. Um, After Pooh Shiesty got out, after doing his 3-year bid for his gun charges, whatever, he chose to make a residence in Dallas. He got out in October of 2025. Of course, this event that happened with Gucci Man was in January 10th of 2026, a couple of months ago. So he chose to make his residence Dallas. Why, I don't know. Maybe he has some connects out here. Dallas has always been a place that you can, get money out of. I remember young Dolph was out here in Dallas like maybe a week before with Key Glock before he got, into his situation happened. So Dallas is a place that most people come to get to the bag, get to the money. As you can see, Finesse 2 times. He's always out here with Rainwater doing his thing. So, Dallas is a spot, you want to, build a life in, get a home in. Shaq, shout out Shaq, Big Diesel. He was just out there with Twisted Black, doing a video. And he has a spot, residence in Dallas, if y'all don't know. Most artists who's about something is you're gonna want to get some land and property in Dallas to retire in Dallas. Nothing against no other spot. Houston is dope. You can definitely get Houston, but Houston is still, I ain't gonna lie, Houston still has a lot of celebrities out there in Houston, you know what I'm saying? So Dallas is more you could come and just be quiet and get out the way. With that being said, Pooh Shiesty should have been out the way. I don't know what was going on for him not to be out the way, but he was not out the way. So what I didn't know is, and again, this is news y'all could use, is that Pooh Shiesty, again, from my looking at what it was, he was actually in the same building that Real Life was housed in. If y'all go look at the reports of where everything went down or where he lost his residency, it's right there, downtown Dallas, right above the Clyde Warren Park, where, Real Life, of course, we are normally in that same building. We're somewhere on the 5th floor. I believe he's somewhere on the penthouse suite, which I didn't even know, you know what I'm saying? As far as Pooh Shiesty being in Dallas, I didn't know he was moving around like downtown. I didn't know he was downtown Dallas. But again, most people are, man. Most people are downtown, man. Shout out to the artists that come from out of, shout out to Johnny Damn D, from the Murder Bin situation. He found residency in downtown Dallas. Mo 3, of course, when he was alive with us, he found residency in downtown Dallas, you know what I'm saying, finding a penthouse suite and staying out there. So a lot of people come downtown and will stay downtown Dallas and get you a high rise. Again, Real Life, we have a penthouse suite and a high rise. So with that being said, I didn't know Pooh Shiesty was in the same building that we was in. So that is actually, that was news to me. You know what I'm saying? Once they reported, I'm like, damn, we never crossed paths with the dude. With that being said, also, outside of being in downtown Dallas, which again, y'all need to come if y'all can, but I guess this whole conversation is gonna make y'all not want to come. But Pooh Shiesty was recording at one of the most illustrious studios in Dallas. If anybody is from here, they already know, and if you're not from here, this is again to, they keep saying he was at a recording studio, so I'm gonna give y'all some information on where he was at. He was at a spot called Luminous Sounds. Luminous Sounds is one of the premier recording studios located right there on the tollway, heading out towards like the Plano area. I forgot the guy's name who owns it. I know him, but I forget his name off the top of my head. But we did a lot of business up there. We shot a lot of videos up there, a lot of recording sessions. Pretty much every artist that comes here is gonna, give you that look, because I know most people sometimes don't go to the studio for the sound. They'll go for the look, to be able to record their vlogs and post online that they're at the studio. Luminous Sounds has that. The board is dope, the layout is dope with the couch. The back screen is dope and it has multiple rooms. If y'all want to see what Luminous Sounds look like, just go to YouTube, type in Pooh Shiesty Glorilla. Pooh Shiesty Glorilla song that they just did, that was shot at Luminous Sounds. So you can kind of see the makeup of it. I think that was shot right before the Gucci Mane thing happened. It had to have been shot either before or after Gucci Mane, because it only dropped a few weeks ago. So he must have been sitting on it, but it happened only maybe a month or so ago. So definitely go check out the Pooh Shiesty thing, and go from there. Now, with that being said, Luminous Sounds is a pretty big studio. From the police reports, you kind of see the doors and stuff and the couch have a bunch of Grammys. This is Kirk Franklin's main studio that he records in. So this is where Kirk Franklin is always there. If you go in there, you'll see Grammys with Kirk Franklin. Erykah Badu has recorded there many, many times, even though she has her own recording studio in downtown Dallas. That's where she records a lot. And again, that's where most celebrities come. Hollywood Bebe, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Bebe. Bebe takes a lot of producers there. A lot of artists there to listen to the music. If it's going to be a listening session, they're going there. You know what I'm saying? We recorded The Baby. When The Baby first came through and he was on his rise, we recorded everything there. If y'all go to Real Life Productions, the YouTube channel, just type in The Baby, you're going to see that footage of Luminous Sounds and how it looks. With that being said, Luminous Sounds has multiple recording studios all around. It has multiple situations. So, if Gucci Mane, of course, was called to a meeting, it's enough room to fit, Pooh Shiesty, Big 30, his pops, all that stuff. They're all in there. Gucci Mane, of course, will bring his security guard, his cameraman. It's honestly, when you see the spot, it's ducked off, it's out the way, but it's also right next to the highway. So it's very rare you would think something would go down. Most people do crimes deeper into a city, not right off the highway. But actually, I'm sorry, no. Most people do crimes right off the highway because you could get away with it. But Luminous Sounds is in a nice neighborhood. It's around a lot of other businesses. Right when you pull up, it's right. The highway's right here. The highway's right here, and Luminous Sounds is right off the highway. So the parking lot is right here, so you pull in. So it's a safe space, where you can pull in and say, all right, bet, I feel, the place looks right. It's in a bunch of other studio buildings. So the video that they have of Pooh Shiesty and them coming out the door, that is not Luminous Sounds footage. That is the building that's right next to it. Again, it's a lot of other businesses in there. It's just, the studio is just one suite out of maybe, it's 2 stories, so it's out of maybe 40 other suites. So the suite right next to it is what recorded them coming out the front door, because again, Luminous Sounds is on the inside. When you go to the right, the place that recorded it was to the left. I don't know what office that was, but they've been there for a while. And again, there's cameras everywhere. Luminous Sounds has cameras, so there's more footage of probably all this stuff happening. But with that being said, the way that the studio is made up, technically, when you walk in to the main studio, there are other small pocketed studios, multiple. Piano room where you can play piano, the acoustics are better. Then there's small rooms even in that. So what would have happened is Pooh Shiesty would have told Gucci, hey, let's go to the office. He went to Office Max, whatever, allegedly went to Office Max, got the contract signed, had a conversation right there, or either say, hey, let's go to the office and have a private conversation. So they have a small, again, the offices are smaller pockets. But there is again the other studio that's bigger acoustics. You can't hear nothing. So if all the men are standing in one room, they're gonna go to this bigger room where you can't hear nothing. It's nothing. I'm just fucking with you. But yeah, you can't hear nothing. So therefore, if Pooh and Gucci went into the other room, that conversation was probably not heard by the other guys that's in the other room. So they're having a conversation. He probably tell them, "Hey man, can you sign this contract? You know what I'm saying? I just want to go and get up out of it. You did a lot of stuff wrong, and if y'all don't want to know, if y'all want to know what Gucci Man, what Pooh Shiesty might feel he did wrong was, and this is all alleged, but some of it's real as far as y'all know the information. Big Scar, Pooh Shiesty's blood cousin from Memphis. He dies while he's on the 1017 label. Big Scar was dating a female named Channing, who was actually from Dallas Fort Worth, and Channing. She, of course, dies as well. While this all happens while Pooh Shiesty is in jail. And of course, Gucci Man, as he does, he loans out his chains not only to Channing, but he not saying loan out chain. He purchases chains as far as being on a label, and he gives them to you. So I don't even know how that works when you gift a chain to somebody. Do you get it back in their passing, or do their family get to keep it? Is it theirs? Is it their property? Chains don't have like a title where you got to sign over a title and say, here's your chain. It's just you give it to them like a ring. No one has a ring, a title on a ring. You just give it to someone and say, hey, this is your ring now. So for Pooh Shiesty not to be out, Gucci Man to take those chains back when Big Scar passes away. I don't know what he did with Channing's chain because I think she was coming off the label because she was looking for a new label. She was actually about to sign to a label for like $10,000. That's out in Houston. A lot of people don't know that. But she was actually about to sign for a label that was out in Houston. So I think she was off 1017 before she passed. But anyway, Gucci Man took his chains back. And of course, on top of that, while Pooh was in jail, he allegedly found out that Gucci Man made $24 million off of him, off the music. So once you hear a number like that, like, damn, you made $24 million off my music, and, I ain't even made no new music. That's my old music. So Pooh Shiesty know what he was about to do, and F.D.O was already out. So F.D.O was kind of rising on the charts. If y'all go look at Pooh Shiesty's page as of late, he was celebrating F.D.O going so global. He was buying Maybachs and stuff. And mind you, he was doing this like a couple of weeks ago. So this January 10th thing already happened. So it was kind of interesting to see him getting so active on Instagram, knowing that this January 10th thing had happened. So, but with that being said, that was the disgruntlement, or believed to be the disgruntlement that Pooh Shiesty had. That his cousin died. There was no, yes, Gucci paid for the funeral, but I mean, bro, you're a millionaire. Like, there's a lot more you're doing. Give the chain to the family. Do something like that. Do some more. Just pay for a funeral. Funeral costs $15,000. Come on, bro. You Gucci Man. So anyway, with that being said, shout out Gucci for even taking care of anyone he took care of. But I can see how people might feel away. So he was already disgruntled. So he pretty much just wants out of his contract so he can start taking care of his own family. He had posted a house in Texas that had a mansion with 5 of the small houses, and he had put on his story goals. So you can see that in Texas, that mansion was only like $11 million for a big ass, like 8,000 square foot house, maybe even more, with a bunch of 5,000 square foot houses, like 6 of them all together, like basically a compound. So he had put goals. So I think Pooh Shiesty was gonna make a life in Texas. He had a bunch of females that was with him in his condo or his high rise. That girls who was already there, Dallas natives. Once he got here, they would just stay with him. He would just they just moved in with him. I guess they were just always around him. So they made their life dedicated to Pooh Shiesty while they was out here. And then someone had said that right when he got locked up, those girls were back at Cash Cow local club, asking for shots again. So sometimes that's how it goes. You got to kind of make your own way. But he did have a lot of females in Dallas as far as that was just messing with him. So again, he was seeing that there was a life outside of Memphis in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Because it is coming from Memphis. It very much is. So anyway, with that being said, those are the reasons why Pooh Shiesty would be gruntled. That Gucci Man, of course, is getting money off of him. So he asked him to sign his contract. They probably chat GPT'd some release contract with needing signature. I'm surprised, normally with that kind of thing, yeah, you can do a signature, but bro, it'd be great to have a notary there. You should have kidnapped the notary too. So have the notary there to make sure it's all done correctly. But anyway, with that being said, because bro, anyway, so they asked Gucci Man to sign the thing. I'm assuming he signs it under duress. I'm assuming he says no, he ain't signing it. Of course, they said that Gucci Man said no, he's not signing it. He ain't gonna do none of that. Pooh Shiesty tell his pops or whoever to go get the thing at the car. Man, we gonna make this thing happen. So they go get the artillery, bring it. I don't know if it was in a bag or not. I'm sure they got footage of it all. They come back in, of course, hold Gucci Man at gunpoint, allegedly, and tell him to, of course, sign the paperwork. And in the midst of signing the paperwork, which I don't know if he signed it or not, is more so they talk more about the robbery than the kidnapping, than the contract signing. The contract signing was a reason, but I guess what they said is even if he didn't sign it, if he like, man, you got to kill me. I don't even know what Gucci Man said, but they're like, hey, why we got this gun to his head? We gonna take his wedding ring, which is crazy. So for y'all to know kind of the amounts, Gucci's wedding ring, of course it's not the female, not Keisha Kayor's wedding ring, but his wedding ring cost $50,000. Took that. I believe they took what was it? His chain, worth $250,000. Yeah, $250,000 chain off his neck. His earrings, which for each of them, man, $100,000 a piece, $100,000, $100,000, $200,000 for both. With the screw back, you got those you can't just fall off, not with just the back. You got to screw those back on. So that in itself, $200,000. They made him, held him at gunpoint. It takes a long time to screw those earrings off, so they sitting there making him unscrew it. And then of course they said he had $3,600 in cash on him. Not a lot of cash. When you hear stuff like that, I'm like, why even carry cash? If, what you doing with $3,600? But whatever. Maybe we're just gonna go to the lunch hour at Dallas Cab or something. So with that being said, they robbed him. I think they got the contract signed. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see how that works out. Because I heard there was a Gucci Man diss song that was out that I don't know if it was AI, but it was a little snippet of him talking about something. But anyway, so they all leave. They came in there 2 cars deep. Everyone started going their separate ways. A couple of guys caught trains, caught the bus at the great. Dallas has a bus station. It's about 25 minutes away from Luminous Sounds, the studio. There's a Greyhound station that'll take you back to Memphis for like $50, $54, something like that, or maybe like $100. I don't know. Everywhere, it's different costs to go different places, but it's not a lot. So 2 of them caught the bus back to Memphis. One of them, I think his pops, went to go take the rental car back that he rented from, I believe rented from Memphis or Dallas, but he took it back. He had rented from December 20th and took it back January 11th. So this thing happened January 10th. So he returned the rental car January 11th. The rental car was in his name, and then one of them just drove down there in their own car, whatever. So I think they drove back, whatever. So there's a lot of evidence that they could pull from tollway cameras to what y'all are seeing is not all the evidence. Of course, it's going to come out. So with that being said, that's just to give y'all some information as far as, hey, Luminous Sounds is the studio. Y'all can Google Luminous Sounds. Go up there and take pictures. Go up there and just stand there and do your reporting, do your blogging to actually give you places to go. And then y'all could go downtown. I'll let y'all find that building because, again, we around. I'll let y'all find that building, but y'all go to that building report, and that was where Pooh Shiesty was living. And again, that's just to give y'all some context as far as what was going on in Dallas. Right now, they let Big 30 out. They let Pops out because, of course, with the case, they don't have a history of violence. So normally you have a bond. If there's no hard evidence, like, hey, where's the gun? It's not a murder gun. So where's the contract? Gucci Man's not cooperating. So they need more to kind of hold them, and they need more to kind of hold them at bay. But Pooh Shiesty was on the ankle monitor. He was moving around with his ankle monitor on. So because of the ankle monitor and because of his past history and him already being on probation or parole or whatever the hell you call it, they're saying that Pooh Shiesty, you got to stay in Dallas. Right now he's in, I believe he's in Lou Sterrick. No, I'm sorry. I want to say Lou Sterrick is Dallas's jail, where people are held until they're sent to prison. I want to say he's in Lou Sterrick, but also he may be somewhere else. So don't get me lying on that. with that being said, again, I haven't spoken about this, so I haven't like jumped on here and started giving communication. But I just seen that no one was putting out names and places of Dallas, what's going on in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? The Luminous Sounds is about 25 minutes from downtown Dallas where Pooh Shiesty lives. So technically, everything in Dallas is about 20 minutes away from each other. So you know, especially if you're leaving from downtown, it's pretty much 20 minutes of drive. It's a 20-minute drive, drive everywhere. And for those on the East Coast, I know it's a 20-minute drive for y'all just standing in traffic. So with that being said, that just gives y'all some more locations and stuff as far as where everything was and kind of what's going on with this whole case with Pooh Shiesty in Dallas. So with that being said, I'm still curious to see where this is about to go. I think Pooh Shiesty is cooked. If any of this is true, if any of it's half true, is Gucci Mane gonna assist the federal government? No. I think they have enough people outside of Gucci where he just wants to say, hey, I don't want to speak on it unless he's subpoenaed. And if he's subpoenaed, he could do like Lil Woody, because Gucci Mane himself, I'm sure he has his hands in some things that he doesn't even want to talk to the government about. So if he's subpoenaed, he's going to do the Lil Woody and say, I just don't know, I don't know, I don't know, I can't recall, I can't recall, I can't recall. And some other men, they may go ahead, they're not street guys. The police officer that was there, the off-duty cop that Gucci Mane had, is an off-duty cop that's been in the force a long time. So he has to report the crime. Like, he can't just be part of a robbery and not go tell the laws. They're gonna be like, well, why didn't you tell the laws? That kind of messes up his chances, or you know, his situation with in the law enforcement department. So I don't think Gucci's gonna say anything. They have enough other stuff, evidence, videos. You know, they got enough stuff. But yeah, I do think Pooh Shiesty's cooked. I don't know. With that being said, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all hop in the comment section. Let's have a conversation about it. What's y'all status on what y'all think's gonna happen with Pooh Shiesty? Do y'all think he did it? Who are the guilty parties here? What do y'all think happened? Is he off his contract? And is F.D.O. is making a lot of money right now? It's trending #1. So who's getting that money? Pooh Shiesty or Gucci? I don't know. Y'all make sure y'all hop in the comments, hit that like button, make sure you share, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I got more information coming. We're gonna hop in and do just a few more videos. Again, while we out here in paradise, I just want y'all to make sure y'all see it again. Yeah, Aruba. That's paradise right there, man. Last day of the Ryu Palace closing. Hey, make sure y'all do the thing, man. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe, man. I'm out. Let's go.